I'd say pretty much yeah. But I really admire the swallows.
Hello and welcome to Pretty Much Yeah. I'm Nathan Walker, and I am joined by my best bud, Xander Corrales.
How's everybody doing? Good to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. You ready for the storm?
As ready as I'll be.
How much are you supposed to get? You're like, 45 minutes south of me?
Like an hour and 5 away from you.
Are you really an hour away?
Yeah.
And you're usually like one of the last people to stay at my house when we have a party or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I always give you shit.
Is it
for leaving.
an hour? Well, it was an hour. You know, you might be right. It might be 40 minutes. I'm thinking about leaving from the gym, which is further away from my house.
Oh, here we go.
So, yeah.
Oh, he's always thinking about the fucking gym.
Oh, okay.
Do you calculate your distance to everything from the gym?
Yeah.
Because you're just there so often?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
to. I have no choice.
You get it. You're pretty beefy.
No.
Tell everyone what your uncle said to you when he saw you.
Hadn't seen my uncle in like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
This year, it'll be 9 years since I've been vegan. So he saw me and hugged me, and he said, "What, you've been eating the leaves in the fucking trunk too? You're huge."
The whole fucking tree.
The whole fucking tree? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I've been eating all of it.
I have to say pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a Portuguese uncle.
I went to CVS last minute to grab an SD card for the recorder for the mixer because the one that I had did not work. And as you guys can probably tell, we only have one camera this time around because I forgot the other camera. So we're already off to a little bit of a rough start.
It's okay.
But some news in my world, we adopted a puppy named Ellie. She's
Little Ellie.
4 months old. She seems to be a Jack Russell, maybe a lab mix. It's kind of hard to tell.
Some sort of a mix, yeah.
She's very, very sweet, super affectionate, is taking really well to potty training. We haven't had anyone over except you so far because we only had her for a week, and she likes to bark at you. I've never heard her bark.
No, when I first walked in, she didn't bark at all.
Yeah.
Which was amazing because Max always barks no matter what, the other dog, which is fine. I mean, it's a dog. When somebody comes in that's not mom or dad, they're supposed to bark. I mean, that's a good part of having a dog. It's the security aspect. But she didn't bark at all. No. And then when I sat down, she started going crazy.
She was like...
After she licked my feet. I'm like, what was it? What did I do?
He texted me today and said, "You've been Renaissance maxing?"
Yes.
I hate that shit. That's the newest trend. All right. So, when we last left off, our titular protagonist, Lorenzo de Medici, a.k.a. Lorenzo the Magnificent, had taken over the Medici banking empire after the death of his gout-ridden father, Piero. Lorenzo, only 20 years old at this point, must learn to quickly navigate the convoluted machinations of Florentine politics if he has any chance of keeping his family legacy intact. And make no mistake, now saddled with immense power and prestige, it was not only riches that were at stake, but his very life would be on the line. With that said and done, Xander, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Did you forget about the new section that we wanted to include in this episode? When I say we, I meant me.
Oh yeah, so this is only episode 2. We're still figuring out the format, but well, first off, I want to say that the whole impetus for doing this, not necessarily the series, but starting with Lorenzo de Medici, was because I was playing Assassin's Creed 2, and Lorenzo is a character in the game, along with Leonardo da Vinci and several other like notable people in Renaissance Florence. They actually integrate real historical figures in the games, and I was like,
which is really, really cool.
Super cool, yeah. And they Ubisoft is actually come under a lot of fire recently because they just canceled a bunch of games, and there's a lot of controversy. But back in the day, I mean, I must have been, I don't know, 11 or 12 when the game came out. I remember it very fondly. The Ezio trilogy and all that. They did a great job bringing to life Renaissance Florence. It's like very vibrant and makes you feel like immersed in the world. So I was playing it and I was like, it'd be really cool to kind of cover anyone from this time period. So that was the whole point. So I'm thinking that what we can do, and we'll talk about your segment that you want to introduce in a second, but I think what we should do is cover a historical figure or event, and then at the end of that series, whether it's a 1-part or 2-part or 3-part series, we cover a game or movie that ties in with that. That way we can kind of we can talk about, shoot the shit about pop culture, movies, video games, that kind of thing, because it interests us as well as history. And then we can kind of like, hopefully people will find something that they jive with no matter what.
Yeah, and people have recommendations, please.
Yeah.
Anything that correlates with the format that we're trying to go for here with, historical things that make their way, not even historical, I guess, just different subjects maybe that work their ways into media. Like you said, games, movies, television, anything, really. I mean, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, fuck it.
We're just here to have fun, so.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it live. So what did you want to include?
I wanted to just, since I don't know anything about the subject, you're the one that's been doing the research, reading. Obviously, you played Assassin's Creed, I'm guessing somewhat recently.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about anything aside from what we went over last episode. So I wanted to guess, possibly, the chain of events that happens that leads to the attempt on Lorenzo's life.
Oh, okay.
And everything else.
Okay, I'm intrigued by this.
Because I've been thinking, maybe I have it figured out. Maybe I can guess history.
This is Xander guesses history. I like that. So do you want to start by just giving like a general, like how specific are you going to get? You think?
Not very. Not very.
I didn't think so.
No.
I didn't think so. All right, well, give me what you got.
So I'm thinking this is the chain of events that may occur. So Lorenzo's father passes away.
Sure.
Okay.
We know that happened.
Because of this, the Pope is invited to give his condolences. Okay. Pope enters home. Very sad state of affairs. We have Giuliano there.
Yes.
He can't help himself. He has to pick somebody up. He tries to pick up the Pope. The Pope doesn't take this well.
Then naturally,
he's not happy.
He wouldn't. He'd be really upset.
So after that, he coordinates with other people to try to take the life of Giuliano and Lorenzo. He definitely succeeds with Giuliano. I mean, probably just gave him like a steak that was poisoned and he just ate it right up or some shit.
Like a dog?
Like a dog, yeah, and all four.
Like he just throws it over the fence like he's a Rottweiler?
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then it's a little bit more complicated for Lorenzo.
Now, how do you picture Giuliano picking people up? Is it sort of a carrying them in his arms, like sort of like a Shaggy and Scooby Doo? Is he bench pressing them? Is he shoulder pressing them over his head like a military press? Is he kind of scooping them up with one arm?
I figured just right under the most uncomfortable way to pick somebody up, right under the arms. Just pick them up and their legs are kind of kicking out. They're all pissed off. They want to be let down, but no, I must move.
And then he scoops his arm under their butt like a baby.
He could do that. He probably tried that. I don't know which one he did with the Pope.
Okay, so your your prediction is that he tries to pick up the Pope gets angry and has
then
him
that's
killed.
the end of what he hopes is the end of the Medici family. He can't stand him.
Should I tell you how wrong you are now? Or should I just
go forward with the story and let me see? I mean,
naturally,
that was just me spitballing.
It's not a bad guess. It's
not. I mean,
based off of what we know about Giuliano, which is
what we know is
60% fabricated by us.
Made up most of those personality traits in my own mind.
I mean, we saw a picture of him today, and
oh yeah, that was really weird.
I believe
the fact that he was the attractive one, and you see him, you're like, I mean, what?
Looks like a sad eagle. He really is. He looks like Sam the Eagle, and
he looked terrible.
He did quite like an aquiline kind of hooked nose. That's a recurring thing with a lot of people in these stories. They all have like
is that so?
Really large noses.
I know back in ancient Greece that was a
a
feature
Roman
of
nose, right?
Well,
that was a thing.
Well, in Greece, in ancient Greece, a woman with a large nose was an attractive quality.
Yeah, I don't mind a large nose personally.
I mean, I have one. I can't really do much about it, so I have to love it.
I don't, but you can't tell from forward my profile, which we're actually both in the most unflattering angle is on both of us right now. So we'll see. We'll compare and contrast.
We'll compare and contrast.
Yeah. We'll have a measuring contest. Anyways.
Yeah, forward.
Lorenzo wrote many years after his father's death, quote, "The second day after my father's death, although I, Lorenzo, was very young, being 20 years of age, the principal men of the city and of the state came to us in our house to condole. Isn't console the word?
Well, no, you give your condolences.
Oh, yeah. That's
so I
true.
guess that's I didn't know that you could be used
verb
like
form,
that.
condole. Yeah. Interesting. To condole with us on our loss and to encourage me to take charge of the city and of the state, as my grandfather and my father had done. This I did, though on account of my youth and the great responsibilities and perils arising therefrom, with great reluctance, solely for the safety of our friends and our possessions. For it is ill living in Florence for the rich unless they rule the state. Till now we have succeeded with honor and renown, which I attribute not to prudence, but to the grace of God and the good conduct of my predecessors," is what he said. Now, some contemporaries say that like his reluctance to take over was a little bit phony. It seemed like maybe he was trying to paint himself.
I was going to say he seemed like he was already kind of involved. No.
Yes, so he was bred to do this.
Of course,
for lack of a better word, like he had been raised to assume power one day by his father. Oh, by the way, not really a plug because I forgot what the brand of wine is, but this is a non-alcoholic wine. It's like a Cabernet. And I thought it was fitting, given we're talking about Italy.
Of course.
Look at that. Ooh.
Looks pretty cool.
It's got an excellent nose. It's got a great body, very curvaceous, bold. And it burns all the way down.
You don't need to keep that in. That was ridiculous.
Great. I'm keeping it in. So... what everyone agrees on is that he was fully aware of the immense burden he was taking on.
Well, it sounds like he knows how big of a fucking deal it is.
I mean,
it's crazy. At 20, that's crazy.
Yeah. Think of where you were at 20.
No, I was not. I wasn't even barely ready for work at the time. Any of the time. Never mind, like having a banking empire.
Yeah. And
that's insane.
To have like not just the family finances, but to have thousands of people that were working for them and at their different branches, as well as all the political like machinations, like I said before, that they have to navigate, that he has to navigate now. He has to kind of steer Florence. He essentially becomes like the de facto ruler of Florence, right? So he knew, like, his grandfather, as we discussed before, Cosimo, was this sort of like deified figure. His father, even though he was kind of a dork, was at least very competent. So he had big shoes to fill in a way. So he is now the pater patriae, like we said before, the father of the country, the papa. And there was a lot of people counting on him to keep the money flowing. And now he was kind of like bogged down. I don't know if we talked about it last episode, but he liked to oh yeah, we did. He liked to go out. He liked to drink, have a fun time, sleep with prostitutes. He also really liked hunting and being outdoors, kind of like falconry, any type of like mischief he could get up to. It's like rich people shit, you know what I mean? Like back then, that's all they did is like
go get the falcon. We're going out for a hunt.
I mean, really though, like they had the time and resources. So yeah, you like to ride horses, breed horses, that kind of thing.
Breed horses.
Yeah.
What an undertaking.
Yeah, it was actually said that you could hear the cries of the mares and studs from his stable all throughout Florence.
Jesus Christ.
I made that up. So
like, what the fuck? That would be so disturbing. Trying to eat dinner and you just fucking...
That's my boy Seabiscuit.
I love my ponies. There's Lorenzo again with his horses.
Imagine how different that song would have been if it was done by like who's an Italian musician?
In general? Oh, I was like, The fuck?
Not like who's an Italian person in the world. I mean, like who's an
Lady Gaga is Italian.
I mean, okay, a human.
You mean a musician from Italy?
Yeah, like who's an Italian musician?
Frank Sinatra was American. Dude, I don't think there's many that we know.
I can't think of a single one.
There's that one Italian musician that made the song that sounded like it was in English, but really it was a made-up language.
What is that?
And it hit the charts back in like the 50s.
That.
Yeah. I don't know who it was, but I remember that.
How did that song go? Can you remember?
Not a single word, because they're not real fucking words. There's no way I would be able to.
It's all made up. Wow, I think you showed that to me.
I don't think I did.
No, probably not.
I hated it.
You did show me Joe Pesci's rap career.
Oh, yes, I did.
Now there's an Italian-American musician.
Yes, it
right
is.
there.
Imagine
if he did Pony.
What, I make you laugh?
Hey, Pony. You're a pony. I sound like Jerry Seinfeld. You're a pony. Jump on it.
You're getting to Christopher Walken.
Right. You're a pony. Jump on it. Come on. Do it. You're going to want to jump on the pony and ride. I mean, why not? Anyways, went off on a little bit of a tangent. So he was bogged down by wading through a shit ton of official correspondence, meetings with government officials, and entertaining foreign dignitaries. So he doesn't really get to have as much fun as he used to, which is like, cry me a river, you know. He also doesn't have an official government title, but he absolutely runs shit. You know, like he's...
Of course, yeah.
It does feel very mafioso the way he runs things.
So that title that you mentioned...
What's that?
Father of the country?
Yeah.
That wasn't an actual title, was it? Or is that what he considered himself?
It was like an honorific, you know what I mean? It was like saying,
okay.
like his name's he's known as the Magnificent, or Magnifico. It's just like a title that was bestowed upon him by the people, but it was more like, you know, he wasn't like the president or vice president or a senator, you know.
Like what was expected of him?
Because it was such an unofficial way of governing, it was like they kind of made the rules. So I think it was expected that he would keep trade free flowing, and that he wouldn't piss off the artisans and merchants of the city, and that he would kind of like steer the Signoria, which is the governing body of Florence. And actually, last episode you had asked me, hey, like, how does the Signoria work? And so I kind of went into that. I delved into that a little bit, and so I have some answers for it. There is a lot of sort of idiosyncrasies that don't need to be mentioned. It gets like a little in the weeds.
Yeah.
But we'll cover kind of like the general way that he kind of fixed elections to make it work for him.
Oof.
Yeah, he's not strictly like a good guy.
Well, I didn't expect him to be.
He's almost like, you've heard of Machiavelli, Niccolo Machiavelli. He did the he came up with the phrase the ends justify the means. He wrote The Prince. It's about like politics and how to like pull one over on your political opponents. So anyways, that mindset that Machiavelli writes about in The Prince is very much adopted by the Renaissance nobles and people in the city at the time. Like everyone, all the rich families are all trying to like outdo each other, essentially. The government was really like an oligarchy. It's run by rich people. They didn't want an emperor, but they also didn't want to place power in the commoners' hands, who they viewed as stupid and unworthy. That doesn't mean he wouldn't do favors for artisans and merchants who did not have a noble background. So it was a balancing act. He would essentially placate rich people by giving them often titles that give them no real power. They were like figurehead titles. He would like pat them on the back. It's like giving someone like the Nobel Peace Prize. You know what I mean? Like even though they didn't earn it and they don't deserve it, like it's like doing that. And the title,
assistant to the regional manager.
That's exactly right.
It's just it means nothing at all.
They're all like Dwight Schrutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And And then like the common people, he wanted them to be able to enter into public discourse, to talk openly in the streets, to shout like Italians do. And I love that about Italians. It's not a stereotype. I went to Italy. I've been to Italy. Like I've heard multiple conversations where I thought that people were going to get into a straight up fist fight. And it was like just two blokes saying hi and good morning.
Say it was a man proposing to a woman.
Okay, yeah. So Lorenzo's first major political challenge comes in the form of a man named Tommaso Soderini. At this time, Naples and Milan are key allies of Florence, okay? Florence, Naples, Milan, they make like this holy triumvirate, right? Think Rush. That's how much they fucking jam in the realm of trade. So here's a cool kind of contemporary account of this guy, Tommaso Soderini. A contemporary said that he walks about town, quote, with honey in his mouth and a knife in his belt.
So he's a good talker, but he'll stab you in the back if
I think that's exactly what that means.
Yeah, he's like
he has sweet words, right? But he'll jab you.
That's crazy though.
But yeah, he's just to your face.
This is Tomas, correct?
This is Tommaso Soderini.
I really hope it wasn't literal. Imagine he's fucking gargling honey. Like something's wrong with this man.
Thick and viscous. He's like scooping it out with the knife. Fucking big pot like Winnie the Pooh.
This is how he became well known.
Sir, the honey is oozing into the gashes on the side of your mouth because you're eating with a dagger, a fucking ceremonial dagger.
I am a Tomas.
Pleased to meet you. I am Tommaso Soderini. My voice is a little.
So where does this man play in this story in relationship to Lorenzo?
So he's his first real political challenger.
That man?
Yeah.
This guy's fucking awesome.
So
look at him.
He looks like an Italian Winnie the Pooh.
No pants on ever. Just a shirt.
Yeah, he used to sit in the town square just fucking
Hey, some people like the crazy people they think they become attracted to him.
Oh,
They're
this
like,
guy lived in a barrel probably. Hey, Lorenzo, good to see you. You want some honey? Come here. I'll give a kiss. So he liked to spend money taken from the public coffers, which was fairly common. Soderini was known to do things like that. Just like crows are known to do certain things.
Crows.
Do you remember in that video he says that?
Oh, yeah.
Crows are known to do things like that.
Well, how many words do they know in their language?
Like 30,000.
If we could ever know such a fucking
Makes
thing.
it up.
Sorry, what did he do with the people's money?
He would take money from the public coffers. Like he had access to public funds. And he would just straight up take money. He was embezzling.
Any idea what his position was at the time when he was his political rival?
A Pooh Bear. I believe was the official
A puberito?
title. Puberito. Come here, Tommaso. So he was also an experienced politician.
Okay, yeah. So he's just a politician. Okay.
And trusted advisor of the Medici family. So now he's got his sights set on Lorenzo, who's kind of one of the only people in the city that has more prestige than he does.
Right.
So basically, a rift opens up between Milan and Naples. I'm not going to go into why. There's a lot of like weird intrigue and trade stuff happening there. But Soderini decides to support Naples, knowing full well that Lorenzo is indebted to the king of Milan. He's actually really a duke, a man named Galeazzo Maria Sforza. And I didn't write this in my notes, but I came upon this a little bit later. Apparently, this guy, he's friends with Lorenzo, and there are accounts later in his life. The veracity of it is debated, but it said that this man was like quite the sadist, quite the sexual and violent sadist. He was known to torture men to death. He would take women.
This is the Duke, right?
This is the Duke of Milan. He was supposedly a sick fuck, and he was quite the miscreant in his personal life.
Some people are like that.
That's
Vlad
so
the
true.
Impaler, Elizabeth Bathory.
Oh, exactly.
Just to name a few.
Yeah.
The tales go on after they're dead about their cruelty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, the veracity is unknown. Who knows?
Right.
But also, sometimes you wonder. I don't know if it was contemporary. These rumors were, but like people can just make shit up. You should tell people this. So they're afraid of them.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Oh, you don't want to cross him. I hear he, does all this crazy sadistic shit to people.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, what's the saying? It's like history is written by the victors.
It is. Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah.
So in that way, you can kind of transmute that to
and we will
mean
see
anything,
who
right?
the victor is.
Right.
In this. And so who could have possibly said those stories if it wasn't him?
That's right.
So we'll see.
It's not going to be Giuliano, I'll tell you that. He gets
poor bear. He gets stabbed in the fucking neck.
Giuliano, put me down. Put me down. Get you fucker.
He has a belt with no pants on and a knife probably cut into his dick the whole time. I'd be pissed off too.
And Giuliano's like, you're so sticky. Big man, big Pooh Bear, so sticky. Put me down, you big oaf, sexy man. I'll stab you. So basically, the rift opens up between Milan and Naples, and Soderini is like, I'm gonna support Naples, knowing that Lorenzo has to back Milan. Milan is less favorable at this point. To the Florentines, they have a problem with Milan. Milan's known for being very like ostentatious, very showy, and again, this guy Galeazzo is Sforza is a kind of a psychopath.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of known to be fucking crazy.
Yeah, so Soderini tries to convince the Signoria, which is again the political body in Florence, to back Naples, while Lorenzo says, like, hold on, before we do anything, let's hear from the Duke of Milan before we take any drastic measures, which is very reasonable. But Soderini is trying to force through these bills, and he's like, no, it's like, let's not wait, let's rush it through. But Lorenzo is able to convince the Signoria to hear out the Duke of Milan, and he's able to basically, he delays this bill, and he gets all of his like people in this room at the Signoria and kind of outshouts the other people. Like, that's kind of how it's described, is that like they all got into this room and like Lorenzo and his peeps outshouted. Again, it's so Italian, but they got their point across in a louder and more forceful manner and were able to delay Soderini pushing this bill through. And so in the end, Lorenzo kind of wins just by being loud and forceful and kind of outmaneuvers this guy.
Wow, interesting.
Obviously, they would have had to make like compelling arguments within the Signoria, but people were stoked. Apparently, the streets rejoiced with bonfires and church bells rang out all through the night. So that's like, to me, that's very strange. It's like celebrating with bonfires. It's just like a very strange thing. Like this guy, he passed through basically a trade negotiation, I guess.
I was going to ask what it was. Gotcha.
Yeah, it was basically saying like, hey, we're going to keep this trade alliance with Milan and Naples together. We're not going to break it up because Soderini was trying to kind of take Naples and say, hey, we're going to go over here with Venice. And that would have been potentially not advantageous for the Medici.
I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know, if your livelihood, that is your job, is depending upon it, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
For it not to change. If you're doing really well.
Right.
Think about, the the Medici family, in your eyes, is fighting for your prosperity.
Right. Yeah.
Because they have the power. And then you got this other guy, no, we're going to change it.
Yeah.
Who gains from that? Him, obviously, the politician that's pushing it. Who loses? The people.
Yeah, and people don't like change.
Well, no, not if they're doing well.
Yeah. In general, people don't like
that's
change.
A really good point. They just,
no bueno. So Soderini was now dealt with properly, put in his place, and he would kind of serve the Medici for the rest of his political career. He kind of becomes second fiddle.
All right. I'm done. I learned my lesson. I fucked up. I should have never messed with you guys. What do you need from me? You want some honey? You want some blades? You want?
I got you covered. Anything you need, okay?
You give your wrists for?
Because take me in. What are you gonna do? Arrest me? Fucking take me in. All right. Hey, give me a slap on the wrist. That's it. We're done. We're good, right? We're good.
I get it.
Hey, Lorenzo, I would never, right?
I'll tell you what,
never.
If there was a movie adaptation, Joe Pesci would play that guy, no doubt.
100%. And Lorenzo.
What? Me? Me? Messing with you? I'm sorry. It was a big joke.
Big joke. You thought I was gonna? You saying I was gonna kill you? What made you think I was gonna kill you? I woke up yesterday morning. I saw a bunch of sticky footsteps leading from the fucking balcony to my bedside, and you left your ceremonial dagger in your empty poo pot. Hey, I don't call it a poo pot. Honey goes in there. It's not a fucking poo pot, okay? Stop calling me poo bear. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Come to me, Soderini mad now.
Now you serve me.
You're going to clean out my honey pot. I'll tell you that right now.
So Soderini's put in his place, and the Duke and Duchess of Milan celebrate by bringing, get this, an accompaniment of 1,500 mounts, it's horsemen, and 400 footmen, all lords and worthy persons, and all in courtly pomp.
The horses are all lined up. Fucking Lorenzo's beating off. He's like, oh, it's a good steed. How many horses?
And they'll be in
1,500.
Courtly pomp as well? Oh, dear. I'm not going to make it through this unscathed.
I'll never be able to ride them all.
But I will try. Basically, the Milanese, again, they're known for their grandeur. And the Florentines are kind of pissed off because they're like they're flaunting their shit. They're like, it's too much, you know?
It's a little over the top for their
very
taste,
over
right?
the top. Yeah. And still to this day, Milan is known as like the fashion capital of Italy.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I never really thought about that.
So I think that wealth and prestige and that kind of stuff kind of still carried over. But so Lorenzo and the Florentines are kind of stoked when the Milanese leave. Lorenzo can stop sweating and and like freaking out his wife and kids because he's like so stoked about all those horses, his beautiful steeds.
Give him a few days, he'll settle down.
So the next big political hurdle, though, was the Council of 100, also known as Il Centro. Some Game of Thrones sounding shit is what I wrote. I guess, yeah, kind of. The Council of 100.
No, I mean, that sounds really cool.
Sounds pretty cool, yeah. I'm not going to lie. So initially it was a governing body created in 1458 that had gone from the authority of the older, more democratic, more reasonable men, councils of people and of the commune, to like a club now of powerful and ambitious men. So it has kind of deviated from its original purpose a little bit. So Lorenzo has to make sure that the right people get elected to the proper positions, or else he's fucked. He's going to lose his power. He's got to have a little chat with the Accoppiatori, the gentleman responsible for managing the electoral process. So basically, he's going to do some election fixing here. Through bribery and diplomacy, he's able to rush a bill through that renders the 100 basically impotent. It only passes by 2 votes at the very last second. Basically, he installs a council of 40 within this group of 100 men, of his closest friends and advisors.
So he picked out his favorite ones.
100%. Yeah. And he installs them within this group. So it's, 40 guys in a group of 100, they're able to sway, to get them to do whatever he wants. And even if they wanted to, it becomes a sort of closed loop of governance in which his will is entirely enacted. So at this point, he has seized control of the governing bodies of Florence. So he does get married, by the way. I don't think I mentioned this before, but he does get married to a woman named Clarice. And I would love to say that she was like interesting, but she really is like...
Is there not much about her? Like,
no, it's just that like her letters are very sycophantic and doting and like literally it's almost sickeningly like affectionate towards him. Like oh, I await your word because anything that you would like me to do pleases me. Like she's the embodiment of like a kept woman, basically. She doesn't seem to have any thoughts that are original to her. She kind of stays at home to the kids, takes care of them, and doesn't really like have much of a personality.
And we're sure this wasn't just a horse riding him, right?
Clarice, his most trusted steed.
I love her so much.
I think that it was a human woman because she was actually from the Orsini family, which was an influential family that was able to actually get Lorenzo in with the Vatican. So he had further power than with the Vatican. Yeah.
That's cool.
His in-laws knew the Pope, and so he was able to get in with the Vatican. And he also had children with this this horse lady, Clarice. His first child, Lucrezia, you good there? Lucrezia was born in August of 1470, and by the end of 1473, at age 24, he had sired 5 children. 2 passed away. Clarice, Lorenzo's wife, was very subservient, as I said, and by 1479, he had 7 healthy children. So
quite the family.
He was doing work. So at this time, I would like to take a second to just talk about, before I go into kind of his banking, like how he ran his family bank, because we kind of covered politics and how he fixed that. I just want to give like a description of Florence's cultural environment at the time from a first-hand person in Renaissance Florence. Do you want to hear?
Cool.
You want to hear that?
I would love to. Yes.
Okay. Cool. This man wrote, "Our beautiful Florence," he wrote to the envious Venetians, "contains 270 shops belonging to the Wool Merchants Guild, from whence their wares are sent to Rome and the Marches, Naples and Sicily, Constantinople and Pera, Adrianople, Brusa, and the whole of Turkey. It contains also 83 rich and splendid warehouses of the Silk Merchants Guild, and furnishes gold and silver stuffs, velvet, brocade, damask, taffeta, and satin to Rome, Naples, Catalonia, and the whole of Spain, especially Seville, and to Turkey and Barbary. The number of banks amount to 33, the shops of the cabinet makers, whose business is carving and inlaid work, to 84, and the workshops of the stone cutters and marble workers in the city and its immediate neighborhood to 44. Go through all the cities of the world, nowhere will you ever be able to find artists in wax equal to those we now have in Florence. Another flourishing industry is the making of light and elegant gold and silver wreaths and garlands, which are worn by young maidens of high degree, and which have given their names to the artist family of Ghirlandajo." So it's a thriving metropolis, really, of culture and art and artisanship. And something that I thought of when I visited Florence was how cool it was that there were still families there who had been shoemakers or silversmiths or whatever for generations and generations and generations. And that's what they did. They woke up every morning and that's what they did. And they passed it on to their kids, and it just had been in the family. And there was something so, I don't know, just like serene and kind of peaceful about that way of life, of just kind of like knowing that is what your family has always done, what you're good at, and what you probably always would do. And it's just like a very uncomplicated way of living.
Yeah, not so long ago it was like that for most people, right?
Yeah.
About 100 years or so.
I'd say, yeah. Well, I'd have to say pretty much, yeah. I really admire the swallows.
They really had something crazy going on there. I mean, they were doing business all around the world.
Sounds like a kind of like a cultural paradise in a way.
Right.
All right, cool. So now let's talk about the actual, the bread and butter of the business, which is banking. That's kind of their whole bag, right? That's what made them the money.
Right.
So although Lorenzo was doing pretty well in the political realm, the health of his family bank was in decline. His father and his grandfather, Cosmo, had, I guess, spent quite a bit of money on art, on being patrons of art. They were, however, good at recovering debts, because a lot of people, as we discussed in the last episode, did owe the Medici a lot of money. So I believe it was Piero called in a lot of debt and was like, "Hey, you guys owe me now." And people didn't expect that. They were like, "What? This is crazy.
You never asked me to pay.
You want my money back?"
Too bad.
But Lorenzo was not as good at that, and he also borrowed a shit ton of money. So there were separate branches of the Medici Bank in Rome, Bruges, Venice, London, Lyon, Geneva, Florence, and Naples, with the central office being in Via Larga. Each branch had a bank manager who needed to be honest, which Lorenzo, he didn't like to micromanage stuff, right? So he was counting on these branch managers to do the right thing, right? His junior partners did, however, take advantage of his inattentiveness. And, he liked to, like we said before, he liked to be outside. He liked to kind of roam about the country, find various animals, mostly horses, ride them, trade them, love them. And he couldn't do that when he was thinking about accounts and figures and interest rates. He was dreaming of hooves. To be fair to him, so like there was a little bit of the economy ebbed and flowed. It wasn't necessarily like in decline, but his bank was not doing great. So as I said before, he had a lot of kids. He had 7 kids. Overall, things are going good for the Medicis, right? Now, it was at this time that Lorenzo met a young apprentice painter and sculptor by the name of Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti Simoni, known to history as Michelangelo. Michelangelo was at the time a teenage apprentice of Florentine painter Domenico Ghirlandaio. I don't know if that's right. How would you say that?
Is that an O at the end?
Yes.
Ghirlandaio.
Give me that.
Gorlami.
Your guess is as good as mine. So Lorenzo, noticing Michelangelo's innate talent, offered him a position at the Medici Palace. He just had Lorenzo just has a fucking palace. He's like, you want to like move in here and
so cool,
be educated alongside my kids? I'm super rich. You're talented. This was the era of patronage. Like you could make a rich friend and they'd be like, hey, you're super talented. I love art. I appreciate art because I've studied the classics. I know about the humanities. I love to converse with the local populace and other great philosophers, writers about art. Why don't I give you a bunch of money so that you don't have to work a day job and you can focus on creating art? Like that's
so cool.
The shit. And that's kind of a little off topic, but the whole AI thing, my thought was that like AI would make it so that all the regular grunt jobs that we didn't want to do, those would be taken care of by robots so that human beings could focus on the art and creativity and flourish in that way. And instead, it's kind of going in like a weird
opposite
divergent direction, which I think is like really kind of shitty and too bad, because to me, art is the reason that I love to live, and that's what makes me excited and want to get up in the morning.
Absolutely.
So basically, Michelangelo gets educated right alongside Lorenzo's 7 children. That's not true. The men get educated. The women kind of are educated in fucking basket weaving or some shit. They're putting horseshoes on the horses.
Home economics.
Faster, bitches, faster.
Oh my God.
Clarice, you look beautiful. Your mane is luxurious. So then the children have a horse for a mom, so that's tough. He was educated this is Michelangelo. He was educated in Renaissance humanism and Neoplatonism. He also hobnobbed with prominent philosophers and writers, as well as learning sculpture from Bertoldo di Giovanni. He left the Medici court when Lorenzo passed away. So he stayed for a long time in Lorenzo's court, kind of just doing his thing. Early sculptures of Michelangelo, such as Madonna of the Steps. I'm going to show you the Madonna of the Steps right here. It is a stone relief. This is one of his early sculptures. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Looks like maybe a woman is breastfeeding.
Yeah.
She's breastfeeding and
probably
Jesus.
Is it supposed to be Jesus? Yeah.
Probably Jesus, and there's like a little angels maybe over here, just saying like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing, bitch?" And then he also sculpted Battle of the Centaurs, which is this.
That's cool.
Yeah, bunch of nude wrestling men, kind of all tangled up with each other. Maybe centaurs. I don't really see any centaur-like qualities. It seems like mostly it's men, but it's fine. So, and then he also commissioned Giuliano di San Giallo to build the sacristy of Santo Spirito, and that's this. There's a little snapshot of the ceiling. So he commissioned this building, and he also helped Leonardo da Vinci secure patronage for some of his work. He didn't directly fund Leonardo da Vinci's work, but he helped him kind of get money. Lorenzo was an artist and a poet that wrote in his native Tuscan, actually. So he was a kind of an artist and a poet in his own right. Would you like to hear an example of poetry written by Lorenzo de Medici?
Of course.
This one's called The Triumph of Bacchus and Ariadne, and as far as I know, those are 2 characters from Greek mythology. Fair is youth and void of sorrow, but it hourly flies away. Youths and maids enjoy today, not ye know about tomorrow. This is Bacchus and the bright Ariadne, lovers true. They in flying times despite, each with each find pleasure new. These their nymphs and all their crew keep perpetual holiday. Youths and maidens enjoy today, not ye know about tomorrow. These blithe satyrs, wanton-eyed, of the nymphs are paramours. Through the caves and forests wide they have snared them mid the flowers, warmed with Bacchus in his bowers. Now they dance and leap alway, youths and maids enjoy today, not ye know about tomorrow. These fair nymphs, they are not loth to entice their lovers' wiles. None but thankless folk and rough can resist when love beguiles. There's a couple more lines. Now enlaced with wreathed smiles, all together dance and play. Youths and maids enjoy today, not ye know about tomorrow.
All right. Did he ever not write about horses?
Yeah, for real. He had Michelangelo commission Battle of the Centaurs, which, historically have like a lower... A horse's lower half, right? Or like a goat. Is it a goat or a horse for a lower?
Centaur has a horse.
I'm seeing a theme.
I think Michelangelo was so fucking weirded out by it. He was like, sure, this is it. And as you saw, there's no horses. It was all just a bunch of dudes fighting. Yeah, sure. I make a half a horse a man. Fucking weirdo.
I call it my one true passion.
Call it my wife.
My wife, Clarice. Clarice sounds like a type of wine, actually. Crisp Clarice. Yeah. He didn't commission quite as much art as his grandfather, Cosmo. Cosmo was kind of like the OG doing that. But he sent some of his artists to the Pope, actually, to work on the Sistine Chapel.
Wow,
so
crazy.
That's important. Aside from that, though, going back to the banking side of things, which I know is not the most engaging, but we'll make this quick. As we alluded to earlier, Lorenzo was not the best at managing the banking side of the business. He borrows way too much money, and he may have even embezzled florins from public funds, which was, as we discussed with Soderini, not too uncommon for people to be embezzling, to taking from the public coffers. Mm-hmm. He also inherits, unfortunately, his father's gout and his mother's eczema, and he has to be carried to mineral spring baths to treat the eczema. And it did say carried. It does before we knew about Giuliano's strange predilection to wanting to pick people up.
He's like, finally I got to pick up somebody else. I've been waiting for this day for years. Giuliano, put me down. I'm going to ride my wife there.
I love this picture we painted of like Lorenzo living in a house with a pantless, sticky man eating honey with a dagger. He has a horsewife and a a mentally challenged, sexy brother who likes picking people up.
He's like, man, this is how it was.
His brother's like Gronkowski.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. So, the eczema's not great, but an inflamed foot and itchy skin will soon be the least of Lorenzo Medici's fucking worries. And I wish I had it. No. Francesco de Pazzi is a member of the Pazzi noble banking family. Him and his uncle, Jacopo de Pazzi, do not like the Medicis. They had lost much of their power and influence in Florence. Growing up, Lorenzo was a little suspicious of old Jacopo, so he kept him at a distance. Basically, the only real connection that Lorenzo had with the Pazzi family outside of this weird rivalry was the fact that Lorenzo liked and was friends with Francesco's brother, Guglielmo.
What a name.
I know.
Guglielmo?
Guglielmo. It's a real name. Guglielmo de Pazzi. Would you like to hear a description of Francesco de Pazzi?
Absolutely.
His stature was short, his body slender, and his color pale. He had blonde hair, which he was overly concerned to keep well groomed. The mannerisms of his face and body revealed his prodigious insolence and his great efforts, especially in first encounters, to cover this up were not very successful. He was a bloodthirsty person, besides, and the sort who, once he desired something in his heart, would go after it undeterred by considerations like honor, piety, fame, or reputation. According to Lorenzo's friends, Francesco de Pazzi was also naturally stubborn and had grown fixed in his passion and his arrogance. He was, in other words, a typical representative of the family, sharing the peculiar Pazzi irascibility to a surprising extent. That is an excerpt from, again, I forgot to mention earlier in the episode, our source for today's episode, The Brilliant Life and Violent Times of Lorenzo de Medici by Miles J. Unger. So our excerpts have been coming from that book. Fantastic book. Check it out. You'll love it. The kids will love it. The whole family will enjoy. As we discussed earlier, Lorenzo has a way of placating some of the richer families by sort of giving them, stroking their ego, essentially. Mm-hmm. It's going to be okay. You're fine. Have a little bit of honey. Hey, Sodorini, go ahead.
Figure it out.
Sodorini, hit him with the honey, And then Sodorini drips from the tip of his dagger, Oh, it's a coming.
Open your mouth.
Oh, there it is. Any day now. It's great day. Go ahead. And then this, do I have to do this? This is so fucking embarrassing. Okay. He drips the Sonorini drizzles.
Yes, just another minute. It will be coming down. Yes, just wait. It's coming. Stay right there. Was this a fucking
Giuliano,
humiliation ritual?
Giuliano, can you pick me up so I don't have to fucking wait for the honey to do this. So pick me up and put me up there. I lick it from the...
I thought you would never ask.
Oh, yeah, lick it from this. Yeah, from the dagger right there. That's perfect.
Put your pants on.
I'm glad you're still doing his mouth all fucked up and cut up from the dagger from licking it.
It's infected because he's been eating honey and his mouth is so sticky from all the honey just stuck to the corner of his mouth, like to the roof of his mouth.
They talk like this. Yeah.
So that was
okay.
Yeah. So despite the secondary nature of the Pazzi's status in Florence, they had actually set up a successful branch in Rome at this point. Mm-hmm. Soon he made friends with a gentleman known as Girolamo Riario. Let's go with that. So another excerpt from this book talks about these two and how they were very unlikely friends. So they were not the kind, this quote, they were not the kind of men one would expect to strike up an intimate friendship. Both were wealthy and powerful, but they had come to prominence following very different paths, and in a society attuned to every nuance of culture, breeding, and pedigree, the gulf between them might, in normal circumstances, have proved unbridgeable. Girolamo, I think is how you pronounce it, carried himself with all the ostentation of someone only recently vaulted into the first ranks of society, the epitome of the parvenu. His clothes were of the finest silk brocade. His manicured fingers sparkled with gold and gemstones. Francesco, small, pale, and filled with a nervous energy, dressed with the understated, he's like a pug, dressed with the understated elegance of one with nothing to prove. One had been born into an obscure family from a provincial fishing village, a former customs clerk who owed his high position to the talents and energy of his uncle. When he spoke, it was in the harsh, untutored syllables of the Ligurian coast where he was born. The other was the bluest of blue bloods, an aristocrat intensely conscious of his family's contribution to the glorious history of Europe's most glittering and cultured metropolis.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they were kind of weird.
So Francesco is the small little anxious one. Reminds me of Charles Manson or some shit.
He's like, oh, yeah.
He's definitely like Charles Manson.
Hey there. Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
The guy's like, can you please just use proper language near me? My ears can't stand to hear such disgusting profanity.
He would call Girolamo Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, give me fucking $2. I don't know. I need a stick of gum. I don't know. I got all this nervous energy. I don't know where to put it. I got to fucking chew something. I think.
Would you get away from me, you fucking waif?
It's like I got ADHD.
Why are these
Kiss my diamond fingers, by the way.
Why are these streets so goddamn sticky?
That's me. I'm sorry, that's me. You want some, honey? Get that guy away from me. I'll fucking shank it. Get away from me. Get away.
He's like a Pomeranian. Francesco's a Pomeranian. Francesco.
You like it, Chevy? You like the way I move, Chevy?
Oh, here's a quick one.
Jerry.
You like the way I move, Jerry?
Oh, Francesco. Dear
me, this isn't going to reflect on my family very well.
Here, let's hop on Lorenzo's wife. Go for a ride. Clarice, off!
Oh, bumpy ride. I'm almost falling off.
I need a saddle. I'm like fucking 3 feet tall. This is bullshit. Hey, use the honey to fucking stick me in the saddle.
I'm so anxious. Oh, God, I'm so anxious.
Hey, Sonorini, give me some honey. I'll fucking stick myself to the saddle.
Just give me
a minute. Sure thing. It's only going to take a minute.
Slowly fucking dripping.
Can you hurry it up?
So when he rides, it's like, it's like,
fucking horsehair all stuck to the back of his leg when he gets off.
I'm fucking far off.
quiet down back there, you little shit. So,
oh, Jerry, I'm so sticky.
I'm so sticky. Oh, God. Eventually, it became clear to both Jerry and Francesco. I like Jerry. We're going to call him Jerry.
Yeah, that's good.
The most unlikely of friends, that if their station in life was to improve, the Medici brothers, Lorenzo and Giuliano, had to go.
Oh, my God.
So do you remember in the last episode, I mentioned the Pope?
Yes.
Okay, Pope Sixtus IV. He's pissed at Lorenzo. The Pope is pissed at Lorenzo. There was a series of events, political, economic, that just put him on the wrong.
Right.
Basically, the straw that broke the camel's back was Lorenzo refused to lend any money for like a purchase of some land. And
for his personal use or for the church? Do you know?
It seemed like it was maybe a little bit of both.
Probably, yeah. It's for in the name of the church.
Right.
It's for the church.
No,
it's not.
As we discussed before, Lorenzo's not a big fan of the papacy.
Oh, that's true. Remember?
Yeah.
Let him go. I'm going to go take a shit.
I'm going to go take a shit. That was Giuliano said that. They both shared that kind of same vibe.
Giuliano just agreed with everything he said.
Yeah, so the Pope hears from Francesco and the would-be conspirators. He basically says, I'm not going to say that you should kill.
Technically, you probably should not. But if it's me speaking, not the Lord, do it in mass.
On Sunday, April 26th, 1478, on High Mass, this is Easter Sunday.
Jeez,
at High Mass.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Shit.
Francesco Salviati, Francesco de Pazzi, and Giri go to High Mass at the Duomo of Florence. Both Lorenzo and Giuliano were going to be going that morning. They actually don't usually show up to church, but it was kind of understood that there's a big celebration. It's around Easter. Even they will go to church on this Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's like when people go to church.
Yeah,
who aren't religious. Like, we'll go Easter Sunday.
100%.
For Easter.
They also had a military guy named Montesico in tow to help out with this conspiracy, this plot to assassinate them. But he kind of backed out at the last minute. Something about not wanting to like murder at a church, didn't sit right with him.
I'm looking for mercenary work. He's like, yeah, it's no problem. I can do that. I've read plenty of battles. Like, we're going to be killing someone at a church. He's like, what the fuck? You want me to be cursed by God? No.
By God.
I'm not doing that.
Not doing it.
Well, I don't know, guys. Sounds like a bad idea. I am a military guy, but I don't. I fight in the battlefield, not on at the steps of the fucking church. The fuck? The bullshit is that? I mean, fucking be damned. You'll be damned, fucker.
Go back to the barracks for all I care.
Back to the barracks. As the priests begun their chanting and singing, Giuliano filed in about 60 feet away from his brother. Francesco de Pazzi and Bernardo Bandini stood directly behind Giuliano. Behind Lorenzo were two men, Bagnoni and Maffei, also conspirators. Hands on the hilts of their dagger, at 11 a.m., the bells chimed, and the crowd grew silent. The silence was broken suddenly by the sudden unsheathing of daggers. Bardini plunged his sword into Giuliano's chest, shouting, "Here, traitor!" Then de Pazzi struck. Even as Giuliano fell to the ground, he continued to slash 19 times.
Jesus Christ.
In fact, Francesco slashed so violently at Giuliano that he actually slashed his own thigh and injured himself pretty badly. The two priests behind, these were priests, by the way, two priests behind Lorenzo struck out, first grabbing him by the shoulder, which gave Lorenzo enough time to dodge the first attack, then parry the next oncoming blow with his cloak. Whew. Drawing his own sword, he slashed back at the attackers, and within seconds, several of Lorenzo's friends had huddled around him. They rushed him towards the new sacristy to bar the heavy bronze doors. As Lorenzo's running to get to the safety of the sacristy, Bandini's behind him, about to stab him in the back. A man named Nori sacrificed himself by getting in the way and being stabbed in the stomach by Bandini.
Damn, that's crazy.
Lorenzo is able to escape with a couple close confidants into the sacristy and bar the heavy bronze doors. The four assassins now make a run for it, right? Lorenzo is fine, except he has a slight superficial wound on his neck. A friend, Antonio Rodolfi, was one of the people there. He thought, okay, well, you're not going to die from that wound, but the blade might have been poisoned.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So how's this for a friend? The man proceeds to suck on his neck to try and withdraw any venom, right?
Jesus.
So it was at this moment, though, that Clarice, the horsewoman, burst through the doors to see Antonio Rodolfi sucking her husband's neck. You got Soderini in the corner putting fucking honey on his... I mean, this is all happening in church. No, but the thing about him trying to suck the venom out of his neck is true.
It's real. Yeah,
it's real.
I believe that.
He thinks like, oh, okay, they might have been poisoned, which is I
mean, that's an amazing friend to do that for you.
I'd do it for you.
I'll do it for you too.
Okay, cool. Let's do it right now. So basically, get the honey. So the four assassins make a run for it. They're like, we're getting the fuck out of here. It's botched, right? Francesco's bleeding pretty heavily from his thigh.
Oh, fuck, my fucking leg. Oh, shit. That fucking hurts. Ow, ow, ow.
He's bleeding like extra from all the caffeine he drank that morning.
I hit Starbucks like 9 times.
It's a fucking diuretic, they say. And then tell me I bleed so much.
His first time drinking coffee.
Basically, Lorenzo's escorted by guards. Like, they're in the church, they're barred up. All of a sudden, a bunch of soldiers show up that are on the Medici side. They surround the whole building. They're like, we're going to get you out of here, boss. And he goes, all right, cool. So they bring him back to the Via Larga. They bar the doors. They're preparing for a counterattack. They're not going to let anyone get in. All of a sudden, a crowd draws around the Via Larga, and they're all like, we want to see how Lorenzo's doing. He comes out. He says, everybody, I'm fine. Let's just calm down a little bit. Let's try and get some justice. But not like vigilante justice. Like, things will be dealt with. Just everyone calm down. People did not calm down. Well, anyone who was associated with the Pazzis were drawn and quartered, beheaded. It got to the point where like people were killing conspirators, or like not even conspirators, just people like other priests and stuff in the streets who might have known something, and just like piling their body parts in front of the building like a cat kind of dropping a mouse off at your front door, like
wow,
like
crazy.
In front of Lorenzo's palace, just like piling up body parts.
Here you go, Lorenzo. He's like, I said not to do that.
This is horrific.
This is This is a little bit too much for
A
me.
little too much. But Giuliano's dead at this point.
That's sad.
Unfortunately, a friend had seen his body, and he was pretty badly cut up, and he did die.
It was that was bad.
Pretty brutal. So Francesco de Pazzi is in bed, bleeding pretty heavily from this.
Maybe if I pretend I'm sleeping, they're not going to be able to see me. I can't see them; they can't see me.
That's probably accurate. He's probably pale, a little bit cold, even more jittery, hopped up on caffeine, tired.
I don't feel so good.
I had a long day. I gotta take a nap.
They're like, all right, come with us. The crowd grabs him. They bring him to the Palazzo della Signoria, and they tie a noose to his neck and throw him naked out the window. And people watch as he twitches and dangles above a massive crowd, shouting "Libertad," which means liberty.
Wow.
So that's one down. This like massive violent mob continues to kill people. 70 violent executions happen over the course of a couple of weeks. And Lorenzo, he doesn't do much to kind of quell this unrest. He makes the initial statement when he first comes out, calls for peace. Then he kind of lets the mob do their thing. So our buddy Giro Riario escaped, and he actually would kind of become a thorn in the side of the Medici. He promoted several other plots against the Medici, but they all failed. He was kind of like clinging on and sort of like haunting their shadow. You know what I mean?
That's so funny.
Yeah, he was like a nuisance. You'll
never be rid of me.
I believe the comparison that it makes me think of is like Wile E. Coyote or like Plankton from SpongeBob. You know what I mean? He's just around the corner, kind of plotting.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So he continues to try and strike at them from afar. He's able to get away. In 1488, he's the last of the main Pazzi conspirators alive. It's 10 years later. And it turns out that two members of the Orsi family, now Orsi is the wife's family, Lorenzo's wife, Clarice, the horsewoman. Two members of her family find this punk-ass bitch, Giro Riario, and they kill him. They assassinate him.
Oh,
they
my God.
slash him to death. Oh, drip some honey into the wound.
Suck it up, please. My last wish.
I like
honey shot, please.
I like to think he was being haunted by Francesco's ghost. I
got some unfinished business. I can't figure out what the fuck it is. God, I'm anxious.
Jerry. You won't believe it. I got news. I'm coming in hot.
Oh, dear.
I can never sleep because you keep haunting me.
I had coffee once when I died, and now I have coffee for I'm hopped up my whole
The unfinished
afterlife.
business is me opening a fucking Starbucks. You got to get me the money.
I want to be a barista, Jerry. I want to be a barista.
God, I miss a Frappuccino. God, I miss it.
So that is the Pazzi conspiracy. Pretty wild stuff. Much like the Avengers, when one threat is seemingly put down, oftentimes an even greater and more powerful rival comes to take the place. There's a power vacuum of sorts. Lorenzo would have to deal with a new threat that would come in the form of a fiery preacher that lambasted secular art and through apocalyptic oration sought to reform Florence by ridding the city of the corrupting pagan influence of the Medicis. We will cover all that and more on part 3 of Lorenzo de Medici, also known as Lorenzo the Magnificent. We will talk about the man known to history as the Mad Monk Girolamo Savonarola.
That sounds like some Game of Thrones shit to me. The
Sounds
Mad
pretty sick.
Monk.
The Mad
That's
Monk.
fucking cool.
Yeah, he's a dastardly dude, and we're going to cover that on part 3.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay?
Yes.
Feel good about it?
Mm-hmm.
Xander, thank you for joining me once again.
Thanks for having me.
I had a blast.
I had a great time.
Good. I hope you guys all had a great time listening as well. Please do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff.
All that good stuff. Yeah.
We're on Spotify, YouTube. We'll be on Apple Podcasts. I'm having a weird kind of hiccup technically with Apple Podcasts, but we'll be on there soon enough. Yeah, I mean, it's episode 2. We're still starting out, fledgling podcast, but getting the word out there definitely helps us to keep motivated, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have any ideas for future episodes,
please do. Reach
I
out.
think part 3 is going to be, like I said, covering the Mad Monk, and then also part of it is going to be talking about Assassin's Creed 2. So if you're excited about that, let us know. Yeah, and we appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening so much. Yeah.
Peace out.
I'd have to say pretty much yeah. But I really admire the swallows.